Savage Sword of Conan, issue 10. This one was a blast. We got this sick Horley cover here with him fighting these two sisters set. And on the back too, we got this preview for the next one, and we got this sick bit of artwork right here too. Man, I tell you what, that is brutal and really cool. The next issue sounds like a whole lot of fun, but we're looking at this issue right here. We open this up and we get a cool advertisement for that action figure coming up here. That looks great. And then the Median Chronicles. That's fun. And I like that artwork there. But man, I just love these maps so much. And that is a real good one. That is so cool looking. I do not mind having a double page dedicated to that. And we got our table of contents here. Twice paid debts. This main story in the book actually kind of rolls out from the Conan the Barbarian stories, and it's written by Jim Zub and Doug Braithwaite there doing the artwork. Hella good. I feel like this could have just been another issue of Conan the Barbarian minus a little bit more graphicness going on in it, but it was real good. We'll get to that. But Fang and Spear, this one's fun too. That's also by this whole thing is Jim Zub writing it, but Mike Ruth doing the artwork, and then Sailor Steve Costigan, and this one here as Roberto Della Torre. They're doing the artwork, and that's so much fun. I tell you what, this was a great book. I had a real good time reading through this. The main Conan story was fantastic. This is just a blurb by Jim Zub talking about what they've been building up towards with set and everything within the main title and some of these Savage Sword stories. But so much fun. This is far off into the future a bit from where we've been before, and Conan's running around with some mercenaries, and he's drinking, having some fun. But as he's having himself a good evening here, he sees a lady that we remember from the issues, what was it, issues 17 and 18? Or, of Conan the Barbarian. She's the thief that tricked him, and he ended up getting stabbed by that serpent dagger. So that's what this all is about. He sees her, goes to hunt for her, and gets attacked, and it turns out to actually not indeed be her, but in fact a shapeshifter that was taking on her form to use that known thief as a disguise while committing crimes. And he gets knocked out with some poisoned arrows there, and we get this fun bit where he's in a dream, and we got the serpents all tangling him up and biting him right where he got that stab wound before. And of course, he got all the dark set magic exercise from him by Zula we saw later in the Conan the Barbarian series, but he still had the scars there, and that's the reason they end up saving him, is they see that and they're like, all right, you've been touched by Set, we feel Set upon you, and we see this mark. So they're taking him to their main cult area and gonna confer about some stuff. This is cool, showing that exorcism there. I dig that. And yeah, we're getting a flashback page here. Man, I tell you what, this artwork looks so great, just blown up, and with just the heavy emphasis on like the black and white, just what's going on. Man, so good. I love this guy's work. It has a very sketchy feel to it, but I think that actually works to its favor. Like, it just feels a tiny bit rough, and I like that. Let me move this a little bit over. I just realized some of my cup's shadow was getting there on the page. But man, so much fun. This was just a great issue. So he ends up getting tossed into the jail, and he's talking with the fella there who's like, he's a Shemite, and they're just originally this was originally a good, pure temple, and he's the last remaining member, and everyone else has been sacrificed to Set at this point, and they just keep him around as a witness. Pretty diabolical, really. Conan is very sure, though, that he's going to get back at them, and sure enough, he gets let loose, because I've been blabbing as we saw it going on, but he was actually let loose by one of the two sisters here, and she had a vision from Set telling her to set him free because he still had something to do in Set's name. So she's just trusting her vision, and in respect to that, Conan doesn't kill her after he's released, but he just knocks her out. So, you know, good on him. A little bit of chivalry and just honor there. But so he gathers all the prisoners, and they just storm the operation going on with this sacrifice, and they just slaughter everybody there. And I love that. We get this cool double page of them just rushing. That is great. And we get a whole lot of great carnage here. I love it. And I will say, nothing too horribly graphic. Probably the only thing in this story I feel that really keeps it from having been published in the Conan the Barbarian might have been the Paratitties we saw at the beginning of the issue from that one hooker, but like it was literally one panel and not even a focus of a thing. You could have easily just covered that up just with like a revealing top, and the rest of the violence here, you know, we see plenty of decapitations and things getting chopped in the main series too. It's just more the level of violence is usually amped up in these, but I don't think any of the violence in this issue was too extreme to keep it from being in the main series. All the same, I really like seeing it in this blown up magazine size with the artwork. You know, it's just that much bigger than a comic book, and also it just looks cool. Like, I love the black and white. It's a different vibe. Color has its place, but so does black and white. And we get this great creepy bit where the one of the sisters actually transforms into a snake person, and we see, okay, you know, things are a bit more serious, and also there's one more of them out there, at least one more running around and using her face. So I don't know, maybe we need to keep a lookout for that one thief, because it seems to be a good cover that the snakes are using. And man, this Max von Fafner pinup, that is cool. That is really cool. So this is real fun. I dig this one a lot. This is probably my least favorite of the three stories in here, and I still enjoyed it quite a bit. All about these cave people from back in the day, and I love how the narrations are played out. That's one thing I'll say I really like Jim Zub doing, knowing that he did all the stories in this book, is each of the three feel very different. And both all the characters and how it's presented, like the narration and just how the story's brought forth. And this, you do get a very like cave people sort of feel to it, and it feels so alien because then you get this guy just being like full on. You know, he's just like a bit much. And especially with what's been presented in the narration. And then we get to know them a bit. You know, she's supposedly his life mate. They got the little facial scar thing going, the tattoo showing that they're partners. And she quickly sees her husband murdered, who turns out to be, he was an evil shapeshifter snake person. Who would have thunk it? And she freaking out, but you know, makes sense with all that crazy snake artwork he was drawing there. So we see the plot that while the water gatherers were out, there was like an invasion, and everybody was replaced body snatcher style, and they're got this big old bonfire burning up all the originals. and he's not gonna let that stand. So I really dig this here with him throwing this big batch of pitch right into the fire and causing an explosion, which is pretty cool. And then he just lays down the hurt on everyone, but so does she. And I will say I'm not familiar with these characters. I'm not familiar with these other Howard characters that are featured in this story, but these cave folk are pretty cool. And like, who doesn't love some good caveman action? Because you're pretty much fighting like giants, saber-toothed cats, and just huge giant mammal monster creatures and big dinosaurs. That's so much fun. And as long as you can like have a coherent, presentable story with it, it's just a blast. So yeah, bring it on. I like these guys. You know, Fang and Spear, Spear and Fang. I don't know which is which, but they're cool. I dig that. And here we get this awesome. I really like this story a lot. The main Conan feature was my favorite, and I thought it tied things in really well, and it just had everything I want from a good story. But this one was so fun, not knowing anything about this character. I felt I got to know him pretty good reading this. This pinup here by Zafino is really cool. I dig that. But again, you know, I don't know the character too well. But we get to know him through the story, and just the narration that Jim Zub does with this guy, making it really feel like he's talking in his own head and telling the story. And he has a very particular way of talking, and you feel like you're really set in the mood. But he's a sailor, it's the 1930s, and he's just a rough and tumble dude. And as he's having a little shore leave, he gets caught up with these gangsters who are robbing this dame, and so he gets to roughing them up, and they steal her purse. Turns out she had a valuable family heirloom, a ring of a serpent. So he's gonna go track it down for her. I love how his dog's always with him too. That's kind of fun. It's like the main thing is the dude, but he's got his dog sidekick with him. So they get to fighting, but this one big son of a bitch is actually wearing the ring, and it's like powering him up real good. So we jump back into right where the issue started, and or I should say the story in the issue, with him in that boxing match. And because this has all just been him narrating leading up to that intro moment, and we see this match go pretty good, but the ring's power is actually burning through the guy's boxing glove. And right at a key moment, his sidekick canine companion just rushes in and bites the dude's finger off. So funny. I really like that quite a bit. So he rushes off as they're just like blasting after him, and he just runs right to his ship and tells him to leave port. And I love this bit. He's literally jumping on, and they're chasing him away. And meanwhile, that doggy's got some treasure in his gut. Oh man, I tell you what, that's so much fun. I'm having a blast with this series. I hope this never stops. And man, Jim Zub is going into overtime because he's doing 3 big stories for the magazine and the main series. And like, man, I just hope he doesn't burn himself out, because I'm really enjoying the stuff he is putting out there himself. So, you know, just don't overwork yourself, and, you know, you got to keep yourself fresh. But here is an advertisement for another story too. That looks dope. And by that fellow we saw do the pinup in the book. So man, I had a blast with this thing. $7 for this magazine feels like it's actually justifiable. I feel like that price. I don't know, there's a lot of comics these days where it feels like the price point is very high, and I'm just buying it because I really want the book. But I feel like this price point is actually really fair for it. Like, this was a great value, and I had a great time reading through the thing. I've read through it twice now, actually. 3 if you count the flipping through it for this talk and review video thing. But just such a good time. Great artwork throughout. Wonderful writing, great story, and I'm just looking forward to the next issue, which promises to be real cool. But oh man, I also just keep going with the main Conan the Barbarian series. Been so fun, and I enjoyed how the main story in this tied into Conan a little. I hope if they do trade paperbacks or something, they do include this Savage Sword story into the Barbarian trade paperback. You know, they might have to like do some shrinking and whatnot, but I feel like that ties into the main story enough that it's pretty valuable. But maybe it'll just go into a lead-in for an actual crossover thing, because that's I think something that's being promised here or being built up to, so that could be cool. Knock on wood. Anyhow, thank you. Like the video if you stuck around this long, and we'll see you around for the next Conan the Barbarian, or well, just, you know, regular comic review. But the Conan ones are always the best, aren't they? We'll see you later.